I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Total Apex, and we've decided to call it the Gamer Geek Out because that's literally what we do every time we get together and talk about games. I am Molly the Game Nerd, and with me today are returning is Matt, aka Chef Skulls, and then we have Miss Musu Murray down here. And are there any interesting little questions or concerns that y'all may have for the gamer world?
How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing okay. Just hoping.
Why is PlayStation sucking?
Because they're due to be part of the suck party. So
You're good to be back.
But nice little segue, I guess you could say, Matt, because we do have something about the new PlayStation 6 that has been in the gaming news recently with all the leaks and rumors abound. But we do have even more rumors. But what are those rumors about? Matt will fill us in. He's like, why did you do that to me?
Yeah, I'm not prepared for this. I was going to talk about the phone. Come on. No, it doesn't even feel like it's been that long since the PS5 came out.
I was feeling the exact same way.
And it's because of all the scalping.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody could get their hands on a PS5 for like the first 3 years, was it?
I think so. I still don't have a PS5. I'm still rocking a PS4.
Yeah. Well, it was launched in 2020, and because of that, COVID definitely slowed things down, especially with overseas shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
But my worry is whether or not I'm always worried about price range, because the reason I don't have a PS5 is because they expensive. Like, really.
Oh, yeah.
They not be cheap.
And then they sat there and they were all like, oh, yeah, we lowered it by $100. No, but you guys upped the price and then lowered it.
So you basically put it at the same price point no matter what.
Yeah.
And then they've made one thing that really made me mad was that they started creating games for PS5 that were not reverse compatible with PS4.
Yeah.
And that made me so mad because there were several games that I was like, I can't wait for the sequel. And they're like, it's going to be a PS5 exclusive. I'm like, okay, great. Is it PS4 backwards compatible? No. I'm like, well, you just isolated a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
So.
Never took away the games from the gamers. That's just like
sacrilegious.
Common sense, sacrilegious rule.
And what they're doing right now is they're removing their games from the Steam store for the PS6 stuff and PS5 stuff because they don't want people to be able to buy them without buying the PS6. It's like, you guys suck.
Oh, yeah, because Steam and PlayStation have had like a pretty beneficial partnership when it comes to releasing PS exclusives on Steam. So, but problem is that like Matt said, they want people to buy the consoles because that is their bread and butter for the most part. But I have heard rumor that they're doing something weird with the PS store for their pricing and everything.
Yeah.
I gotta validate it.
Pricing. Yeah, I gotta validate that, but just the rumor is horrible.
Just the rumors. Basically, if the rumors hold true, they're going to charge people more if they're constantly buying PlayStation games. And those that don't buy a lot of PlayStation games are going to get the discounts so that they can be enticed into buying the games, which you would think is counterintuitive.
Yeah, it's like shafting your fan base. It's like, that's not cool.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
That also adds into the RAM crisis that's been going on because of the high demand for AI. And despite that, PlayStation 6 won't be delayed from what Sony has, spoken before. The source I got this from was WCCF Tech. And apparently, Sony's not a stranger to doing things like this, especially for an example, the PlayStation 5, that they would prefer to, where claimed it would cost more for them to delay the project than to pay extra during the time.
Oh yeah.
So it's still set for early 2028 or like late 2027, depending on that. A small delay, but nothing compared to like the spoken
Q2.
goals.
Yeah, Q2 2027 is what they're pushing for.
Yeah.
Just I loved PlayStation and Sony for the longest time, and it's just such a disappointment. Everything that's going on with them.
Now, if there is going to be a delay, they did say it's not going to be because of the RAM shortage, didn't they?
Yeah, it's not specifically due to the RAM shortage. So there's not going to be a delay related to RAM, but I figured with other things down the road, because that's why they always give you quite a time range so that they can make it seem like they're on track, but even they don't know what's going on. It's up in the air.
And I did read in that source that you were talking about, Musu, Matt sent it to me as well, that they basically put all of their eggs into, what is it, this system inside of PS6?
The DDR6?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they were mainly talking about, yeah.
Yeah, that's the RAM type.
So is it basically, I'm just thinking it's just going to be another hype console. It's not going to be any different from the PlayStation 5. It's just going to be a new, what's the word? A new iteration of the PS5. They're just putting a new label on it.
Pretty.
It's pretty.
It's no different than what people go through when it comes to, like, or at least in my case, scientific textbooks. It's the exact same person, the exact same data. It's just chapters are shuffled around. When it comes to the PlayStation, I think the only difference is that you can get more storage or discounts in relation to the console instead of, getting something new.
Or they completely
versus the PS6 versus the Helix project for Xbox or the Steam machine. It's like they're all going to be like $600 to $900, maybe more.
Yeah. In this economy, that's a house payment, that's groceries right there. Nobody's going to want to buy, which always concerns me, that we're slowly devolving as a society when it comes to leisure activities.
House payment?
House payment.
Talk about yourself, East Coast.
Yeah, we're poor over here. That's why everything's cheaper.
And that's why it won't surprise me that a lot of people. It wouldn't surprise me if people don't immediately start buying the PlayStation 6 because the economy is in the toilet. So who can drop like what $800 right out of pocket? Unless
the only people that can drop that amount of money are the, I call them the elitist, but that's just being too mean. But they're the people that are able to, not have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck. And those that are living paycheck to paycheck have actually grown. Like the pool of that has actually grown because of inflation rates and everything. But like I said, it's a de-evolution of society to where leisure activities are like meant for the wealthy elites rather than just the everyday person to relax, because they're so busy working to, feed, house, and clothe their families that they don't have time to play any games anymore.
Especially when some of the assistant programs are being attacked as well, such as food stamps or the I think unemployment. I think is up
unemployment, Medicare, Medicaid, stuff like that, Social Security,
cash aid, stuff like that.
next. Yeah, Social Security at this point is just a scam.
I'm just waiting until OpenAI just tanks because they're supposed to be filing bankruptcy this year, and everything should start hopefully
mellowing out,
fixing
like
itself.
leveling out and everything. So let's hope that was really loud. I apologize for that.
That was really loud.
Was that me?
You just have really good headphones. I don't know what to tell you, my dude.
They're amazing headphones. They're called the Goblins.
The Goblins.
No, that's a cool name. But I do apologize. I should have turned off my phone sound. But yeah, just they glimmer.
Yeah, they glow and glimmer and
PS6. Yes. This is actually Corey right there. He is one of our coworkers and colleagues, and he's a host for our other podcast, the Total Apex Media Podcast, where all of our different sites likes to go up and have conversation about any and all news that we come across, the interesting news at least. And it happens.
Great thing about Corey is he's plays vintage PS3.
Yeah, he plays the vintage games. He's retro, man. But but that podcast is at Tuesdays at 8:00 if y'all are interested in watching it and listening to it as well. But continue on the tech. I'm an old man. I am right behind you because I'm still like I have a PS3, mind you. I don't play it anymore. It's a PS3 Slim, so it's not like the original PS3.
Oh,
like the brick.
I'm like 20 years older than everybody.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not 20 years older than everybody.
10
you're literally,
at least.
No, because you said we're not gonna discuss ages. No, we're not gonna discuss ages here because that's just mean. But continuing on to concepts and stuff, because right now I can barely comprehend the concept of me owning a PS6. We are going to go into a phone that could revolutionize the camera business.
Right?
What is
this is the Tecno Atom and Moda is the two different versions of this phone. The Moda is the thinner one, and it looks so cool.
It looks insane, and it is.
I love the whole modular thought process on this.
And speaking of modular, I do have a better image, and this is from their website.
There it is.
Stuff. But basically, you have the main phone, and then you can have all these little
battery up there.
Charging port, up to 3 batteries, different types of lenses to take different cameras, including a professional camera scope, clips to, I'm guessing, to hold all the 4 batteries that you can magnetize to the back of it.
Right. Yeah, because if we go back to the other image, this is like 4 batteries deep right here. There's 4 batteries deep on this image. And
index cards.
It looks amazing, and it would work. It would basically help a lot of people in like a photograph, especially if the images are crisp and clear. Because
it's a 3 times telephoto optical zoom camera.
Holy crap.
So I feel like this is mostly connected to just people who want to take professional shots and they can't afford a $1,000 camera for professional.
That's not to say that this isn't going to be $1,000.
If phone pieces were Legos.
But compared to the sizes that you would have to use for various types of classical photography, this would definitely save you not just space, but
it would save you space.
It would definitely save you space.
It does have a money clip.
That is a money clip.
Why does it have a money clip?
It has an antenna, so it looks like it'd also be a radio or satellite phone, maybe for emergency.
Or it could be its own hotspot, and you can just transfer stuff like larger files and all that jazz. But not the point. The point is that this could help people that have like space issues, and plus you don't have to lug all the heavy camera equipment.
Yeah, no, I was very disappointed when Project Aria was canceled by Google. back in 2013. Like I love that. The whole modular system, being able to mess with your own phone.
That very sad. Very sad. Very sad.
Moment of sadness.
Even though there was a console that came, that there was it was another concept thing that came out about a year ago from Samsung. That, if we're talking about concept stuff, but I will talk about that after we're done with this. My brain just went like 5 different ways. I apologize for that. My undiagnosed ADHD. That's what people tell me.
Motorola had Moto Mods. LG had Friends. The Pixel Snap, the QI2, like magnetic profile phones, where they all just, it's beautiful.
That stuff, that's what I picture futuristic technology to be, not like a new reiteration of what camera we had like 5 years ago. I don't care about that. I want to see something like innovative. I don't want to see all this.
It's the same iPhone for 10 years.
Yes, exactly. All they do is like give you a bigger screen or give you an extra camera hole that doesn't even work.
Or sell out and buy Samsung screens for their iPhones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So my question to you guys for this concept, what do you think could potentially be like a flaw for this? Like, I see a lot of benefits to having a multi-piece camera / phone like this, because, you know, who doesn't want extra batteries and spending more time on their phone and doing things aside from treating it like a phone, such as a camera, game, console, whatever.
Cost.
Yeah, the cost itself is definitely going to, it's not going to be.
They do not have any prices tagged to anything right now. And it's, yeah.
So I am going to run a guess that the base phone, basically the phone that you get, was going to cost probably, depending on the technology, it's going to be between like maybe $700 to $1,000. Just the base phone, mind you, which is the normal range for a base phone right now, depending on like the tech that's in it. Now, for every add-on, you're looking at possibly like $1,500-$1,600 at minimum, in my honest opinion.
I know the batteries themselves probably, I'm not going to say they're going to be the lowest, but out of all the prices given, people want you to buy more of the batteries. So they're going to sell it at a decent price so that you can get more. As for the attachments, they're definitely not going to be very cheap, especially if you're planning, if you accidentally drop one and have to replace it with something else. That would, you know, it's still a fear for photographers though. So you can drop this thing and it looks like it will break and you'll have to get it fixed. So that fear isn't gone. But
my next question is going to be on the functionality of everything, because these are all external components that are only wired together by some sort of magic they're going to create, that probably
wireless connection.
And here's the thing. How many times have you basically started cussing because you've lost the wireless connection to the technology you already have inside your house?
How often do we cuss because the electronics don't work the way they're supposed to? Exactly. You started that this morning.
It could also just be a minor issue. You ran out of batteries.
It's like, because from what we can see,
those batteries are supposed to be 3,000. Each one.
Each one
the
3,000?
Yeah. No, not price. That's the battery.
Okay.
They're a 3,000 battery.
Okay.
I think my old Samsung is like a 3,000. So it's not bad.
It's not bad, especially since you can stack the batteries.
Yeah.
And they work in conjunction with each other. So you could probably get a few hours out of that, more so than you can with your normal phone.
That does make the question of how the initial internal battery is going to handle by itself if people don't buy the external batteries. Like,
my question is,
same length as a phone? Will it die as quickly as an iPhone?
my question is also the battery, or I call it the battery overload. But it's the same concept as when you keep your phone. Yeah, when you keep your phone plugged in all the time every day.
The battery slowly
and the battery just swells and everything. So I'm trying to see if basically it's more of if there's a code in the system that says once this battery runs out, that's when you check to see if there's a connection with another battery and turn that battery on, or something gets switched on in the other battery. I'm probably being a little bit too futuristic in it, like I said. But that's one of my concerns. Like, how is this battery life gonna work if it's gonna overload the base battery, and then your phone is dead because you have to keep it stacked with 4 additional batteries just to keep it going as a phone rather than just a camera.
And what happens if the initial battery dies? Can you still use the external batteries to power it up?
That's a question. That is a question.
Yeah.
So.
I would love to see this to come out, but I honestly think it's a niche that with this economy, people aren't going to go for.
I would rather watch a YouTuber who's sponsored with this company to do a full review. And it's just
that'd be awesome.
Half these things I don't know what they do.
I would rather watch a certain YouTuber talk about his lens collection than buy this game. Or hush, I wasn't trying to say names. Hush.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Then buy this. Then think about buying this camera at this point in time because of the price market and everything.
He has the best fans.
He does.
He's fans.
And what's so funny is that he has such a laid back personality as well.
I was talking to one of my friends who works at the movie theater here. And they said when they were doing Iron Lung, they didn't have to clean.
Aw, yeah, I remember you telling us that. I was like, "Oh, that's so great."
They didn't have to clean the theater at all. They did a quick sweep, and they were like, "That's nuts." They're the best.
I can't say that for my end, but it was like a dine-in movie theater, so they pretty much were told to leave their trays behind, but nothing was on the floor. That's
there you
go. Everything that fell on the floor that they could pick up was on the tray.
Too bad we didn't start this podcast when Iron Lung was, really big, because I would have geeked out over it
I'm still
throughout the entire podcast.
But there is
you actually went and saw it, and I'm jealous about that. Okay, so
my son went to go see it too with his not girlfriend.
His not girlfriend. Okay. Those things still exist. Yeah, this is not my girlfriend. Friend.
But I know merchandise
moving out of state
advertised for Iron Lung, so checking it out on the website would definitely be a thing to talk about, because I'm looking at the mouse pad that he's selling for Iron Lung because it looks really good, and mine is deflated in jello.
And jello.
Yeah, I think one of the
moving on to gaming.
Moving on.
I derailed us completely.
You did. Don't derail us. Don't derail us. Okay. So moving on to gaming. It is a subject we've touched on before. Subject we've geeked out over before, and we're probably going to keep geeking out over for the next month or so, because people can't stop modding Resident Evil 9.
I mean, it was...
That is good.
Okay.
I gotta go check on the baby. She started screaming.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll save this podcast. No. But yeah, go ahead, Misu.
Wow. It would not have surprised me as soon as the game came out, everybody was pretty much done with it by the end of the day. Actually played through the whole thing, including the double endings, as well as trying to find the Easter eggs. I particularly find the Mr. Raccoon collection the most obnoxious, because this game is so paranoia-inducing that you think that tiny little rattle would be like little tiny spiders. Oh God, I hate it.
Oh no,
but he's cute,
I watched.
But I hate it.
I watched a YouTuber basically look through an entire room because he thought he heard the sound of a Mr. Raccoon statue. He looked all throughout this room, and then he realized that he probably just stepped on a glass that was on the floor, and it broke.
Yes, and that's also like before I start getting into the mods and everything else, having finally like spent an entire week letting my rose tinted glasses slide off my face and my analytical glasses put back on. I love the textures in this game. So it's the textures and the lighting that technically can bring any flat object to life. And everything here has so much detail. As I mentioned before, it's very dense. It's huge. It's such a big step in graphic design and illustration. And I was blown away by the fact that there was just like so much detail in all of the little things. Like I was geeking over the remake for Resident Evil 4, but when it came to Requiem and its updated graphics, I didn't think they could get any better. But it did.
It did.
And love it. I just love every bit of it.
I'm always a geek for like insane graphics inside a game, and Resident Evil 9 did not disappoint whatsoever.
No, it did not. The only disappointing thing is that there wasn't more of it.
Wasn't more of it, and
well, I'll take that.
It left so many questions at the end of the game. So many questions. But one of the questions that I have for us to talk about is why the mods? Why the mods?
Why not the mods? I mean, I love the idea of walking around as Grace dressed as Lady Demetresque, hat included. I'm not sure if she has the claws, but she makes that outfit awesome. She rocks it so hard. And
she rocks it because they modded her body
because of the facial details. Like
they completely modded her body.
She's got the makeup, she's got the pale skin, she's got the red. I honestly find her a bit more intimidating in that skin than I do in actual Lady Demetresque.
But she's 5 foot something.
Yeah, she's like.
I know. I mean, like, okay, yeah, maybe it has something to do with my avoidance of eye contact and someone staring deep into my soul, wanting to drink my blood. But that mod looks pretty awesome, and
it looks awesome. I will give you that, but I don't like it that they modded her like assets, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot. Yeah, I was
just like the
awesome look, but
yeah. But many people would call me a prude for that, so I'm not going to.
Kind of like the shirtless shorts version of Leon.
Of our hero.
Yes. So the other mod is not just there's two of those. So there's shirtless Leon. That one is just him with nothing, with no shirt, but everything else, tactical gear, pants, hatchet, and everything. And then there is there's three. I'm sorry. The second one I want to talk about is Leon.
There's four.
Leon, shirtless Leon in shorts. The man's got biker shorts and a definition of something below. But overall,
they put a sock in his pants.
The resident male has already said that it's a sock. So
it's a sock.
They added a sock to his.
Either way, there's not a lot of padding when he's just wearing bike shorts, tactical gear, and nothing else. And then there is the tramp stamp Leon. So this mod has him. He's wearing a shirt, but it's a crop top. So like it's like showing off his midriff, and on his back he's got a tramp stamp of like that generic tribal tattoo that girls always get on the backs on their backs because it makes them feel empowered and in nature. And I hate it because Leon is not a tramp. Oh,
Moosey, tell us how you really feel.
Tell me how I really feel. Oh my god!
Tell us how you really feel right there.
It was like I could just say if it was
I
just
hate it so much
with like him being shirtless, I think I would have been fine. But the fact that they put him in a crop top, like
I don't know. He was rocking the crop top. I could have done without the tattoo, but he was rocking the crop top.
Now, yeah, that's fine. I just like why would you combine a crop top with a trans stamp? And I was like, oh. Look, people have done strange things. I still remember the mods from Resident Evil 4, and one of them that really like showed me how deep the fan base was going was when he was walking around in a French maid's outfit. And he had the heels, he had the fishnets. It was the classic oui, oui, monsieur maid outfit with like the poof and everything, including that little tiny doily on his head. So, Ashley, I was sent by the president to rescue you. I'm like, from an anime? Like, holy crap. It's like, next thing you know, he's going to pull out an umbrella and start firing. But luckily he didn't, but oh gosh.
So
goodness.
So there's a mod for Grace, and I was told the name for it was the Voluptuous mod. It's actually Grace's thicker proportions, and you can reshape her size. So
she is perfect the way she is. People, leave our characters.
So here's the information for the mod.
Unrealistic expectations for women.
My first mod on the RE engine, Leon was getting far too much love, so we had to bless Grace with the yams too.
Okay,
a small reshaped proportions mod for Grace that I've been tinkering with for the Gentlemen of Culture, of course.
Gentlemen of Culture, of
Culture. Anyway, who else? We'll go back to talking about the mods, but who else saw the Easter egg of tofu?
Tofu survivor.
Oh yeah, the tofu. That was great.
I watched that video that you sent me the other day of the guy was like, "Wait, was that tofu?" And he's just like spent 10 minutes trying to re-trigger it all over again. He's like, maybe I didn't.
Now, what's so funny is that he saw it and then he's like, "Was that tofu?" And then the entirety of his chat were gaslighting him, saying, "I didn't see anything. What are you talking about?" And he spent a good time trying to prove that tofu was freaking around the corner like that.
There's a mod for that too.
Yeah, and then like it was 10 minutes before he accidentally triggered it again.
It was, and it.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. He's like, I swear, I saw tofu in Raccoon City.
But there's also this interesting one that Matt had sent me the other day where you see Hunk in the game. The character Hunk from which Resident Evil is it?
I think it was
4? I get the names mixed up. I think so. And
there's so many of them now.
There's so many characters that you have to keep in contact with. But you fight him, you defeat him, and he's like out on the floor, supposedly dead. And apparently some gamers are like, you know what? I'm just going to go check on that person again. And they go back, and the body is no longer where it was supposed to be. So
the body disappears.
The body disappeared, and now you're wondering, will we ever see this person again? And I'm like yay, another ending, an unsatisfactory ending right there.
Yes. So I honestly didn't mean to start with the mods first because I wanted to talk more about the story and how Requiem is probably the one that stands out as a very unique themed installment of Resident Evil. So this whole game centers around the theme of redemption and closure from 3 basic characters, 2 of which, Leon and Grace, but also another one. So for those of you who have not finished the game, which almost seems like impossible at this point, or like not seen a let's play of how the game ends, I'm gonna spoil it for you. Apologies.
Didn't we spoil it last time?
No, I didn't spoil. No, we didn't spoil the ending.
I made sure not to spoil the ending just because I'm pretty sure a lot of people were still, trying to like get over the oogleness of not just like the graphics, but also Leon. But here comes the spoiler. So of the 3 people, there's Leon, Grace, as well as Oswald Spencer, the guy who pretty much created Pandora's box and opened it up. So
created the T-virus, if y'all are not catching what she's putting down.
Leon and Sherry have been infected with a mutation strand of the T-virus, which I theorized was initially incubating in them for all those years since Resident Evil 2 remake, what them being contaminated since Raccoon City was annihilated. So now they are going back to the site for the potential new virus threat called the Elpis Project. This one was Spencer's last created strain, and I've had it up to here with always going back and trying to figure out something originally from the past that something makes it worse. But again, I said this was about closure and redemption. So for Leon's case, he pretty much is ready to put the T virus back to bed, knowing that there are characters squirming around the ruins of what used to be Raccoon City and going about finally just like putting it in its grave and burying it for like all time.
She's begging. I will turn off my camera.
Okay. As for Grace, this pretty much starts out with her going back to the site where her mother was killed. That's intense. I preferably do not like the dialogue between her and her superior, but for them, so she's pretty much traumatized by the death of her mother because she witnessed her murder, and now she wants to find the truth about why she was killed in the first place and how does Grace relate to this entire incident. And then there is Oswald Spencer. He is seen throughout various clips as well as hints to what the Elpis Project was because he allowed an interview between him and Alyssa Ashcroft, which is Grace's mother. And she finds out that he was very remorseful for what his research had unleashed into the world. I figured as you get older, you get more sentimental. There's a lot more emotion in this game than I think a majority of them have just been like anguish, but there's a lot more emotional damage here, especially when people have to face their past.
Yeah.
So the redemption arc comes with Leon actually defeating Victor Gideon, who was like the last mutated piece that was trying to keep up the Oswald legacy. Grace finds out why her mother was killed because it turns out that she is not the biological daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft. She is actually the adopted daughter who was previously adopted by Oswald Spencer. I'm like, okay. So she was 100% human. Nothing to do with the virus, nothing to do with Elpis directly. And just like, it just blew my mind, like, okay, adoption after adoption. And it turned out that she was just a human that Spencer took in because he wanted to at least get some sort of redemption or
creating a monstrosity.
Instead of creating and raising a monstrosity, he just adopted a human that pretty much very likely, we don't know the backstory of who she's actually related to, but she was found alone, which means that she was very likely orphaned by the incidences that Oswald pretty much flooded through the entire world. So for this case, that goes all the way back to Elpis. So Elpis turns out to not be a virus, but an antiviral vaccine that could unravel the mutations at the core of the T virus and everything else that follows.
Yeah, Wesker wasn't too happy when he found that out.
No, he
Or
wasn't.
Zeno wasn't too happy when he
was
found that out.
not.
He was not too happy.
Go ahead. So with Elpis being what it is, being the hope for the future, is what Oswald was pretty much putting it into place at the end of his life. So initially when I was seeing this, I was thinking when he first invented Elpis, he actually made it as a fail-safe. Because when you make a virus, you always have to take extra precautions. And I figured he wanted to make an antiviral just in case things started getting out of hand. But he didn't realize how dangerous and how out of hand it could quickly get. So I think he initially had Elpis as a fail-safe, but then went back to it later when his regret and his guilt started getting the best of him. And he was hoping to find a cure, which he did, and he shuffled it away. Why he didn't bother? I don't know what happened to Oswald pretty much during the entire span of this whole franchise. He's just been sitting in the background. He's an old man, and it was an interesting turn of events, giving Oswald like a hint of a conscience instead of just being, I must take over the world, like Wesker did.
Well, it might not even been that. Like, I can't remember. Like, well, no, not that. It might not even been that. It's just like he was a scientist who basically had been given free reign to do whatever the frick he wanted.
Yeah.
And he's decided that, hey, I'm going to play God. He got the God complex going on. And then when I guess maybe he had some sort of like change of heart when he maybe adopted Grace at one point, because he saw like the ramifications of what he had done and decided, hey, I'm going to try and possibly fix this. Matt looks like
yeah, and that also plays into the
they gave
of Pandora's box.
Wait.
Sorry, say that again.
Leon shorter hair mod. They gave him a haircut. He looks like Twilight.
No. Well, no, we did find a mod about with Leon with the mustache and really long, greasy hair. It's supposed to be like villain Leon. I'm like, why does he look like a dude you would find in one of those creeper vans?
Honestly, he looked like somebody you could pull out of Resident Evil 7, backwater, gun odor, conspiracy theorist looking guy.
There's a mod to get all Steam achievements.
All like Steam achievements? Oh, yeah.
Oh, that just takes the fun out of everything right there.
Right?
That just takes the fun out of everything.
But back to the source of Elpis. So Elpis was the hope that he left behind, but he also considered Grace his hope, as if she was going to be being handed the keys to his redemption. Because I say the theme of Pandora's box because Spencer unleashed the T virus that mutated into like the G, the C, the other ones because there's too many of them. The mold, the was it the mycete, the black mold from Village?
Yeah, I remember.
And the spores and everything else just pretty much like started following suit with it. So when Pandora opened up the box, all of the humanity's atrocities and cataclysmic events were pretty much unleashed onto the world. But people keep forgetting that what else flew out of the box of Pandora's at the end of all of it just being rushed out was the essence of hope. How we can hope for a better time. That's the key word that everyone in the series, if you've been paying attention to lore, how he called Grace his hope, how her mother called her hope, how he was hoping to redeem himself into doing so. That's why the key word was hope, and why you were able to unleash Elpis, to unleash.
That's probably the reason.
Hope out of the box to finally put, spark back into finding a cure.
But that also leads me to think that it was a tale that Oswald had put in his notes because Zeno, that's his name, right? Zeno,
yeah.
Wesker.
Is he Wesker? I don't think so.
Well,
I don't remember.
He's a Wesker clone. Anyway. He basically was trying to find Grace because she was supposed to be the key to unlocking, the new weapon and everything. Matt just looks in so much pain, but let me finish my thought. So I am pretty much with Musu saying that the doctor is basically trying to redeem himself in that he gave them a tail to follow, like a lead to follow to maybe opening up the new weapon, but with the keyword just being embedded into Grace's mind because she got called her mom's hope all the time. And Elpis is hope in Greek, I believe. And so she would have probably realized that, and she's like, well, hope is the key word. And basically Zeno, Wesker, whatever you want to call him, signed his own death warrant because he wanted to have more power. And
it was his hubris. of
It was the
greed
tubers,
and
yes.
power lust that pretty much led him to like accidentally curing himself.
Because
Oh.
he actually injected himself what he thought was going to give him more abilities, and then he was just like, nope.
He's like, what is this? My heart beating?
What happened?
Oh,
What happened to my
I'm
powers?
alive.
But Matt, you looked like you were in pain. What's going on?
Yes, please.
There's a mod to change Hunk's axe into the diamond axe from Minecraft. See? And they also have a Shrek
Y'all are just
trunk
bored, aren't
chunk.
Yeah.
They put
this
Shrek
is
in the
okay,
game.
So going back to the mods, I did like the fact that they keep bringing back the skins from the previous games. I liked the outfit that he wore in the remake, but they also have the same skin from when it came from the original Resident Evil. So I'm very happy with seeing like various outfits coming in.
There's a Deadpool mod.
There's also one where Leon can have a machete in place of his axe, as well as a gold skin for the gun, the Requiem, which is pretty good looking too.
What about the alien?
Oh, I'm excited.
Your favorite one, and you're not talking about it.
I mean, I was trying to get all the smaller ones out that I forgot. But yes, so if any of you guys have played Alien Isolation, good news.
Matt
in
hasn't.
place of that giant entity that follows you in Grace's adventures, I think they call it the girl, but I keep referring it to like Big Sister. The one that stalks and goes through the ceilings and like
the first one that you see after you go into the hospital.
Yeah, the one that pretty much gave everybody like a heart attack when she first came on screen, man. When that hand came out of nowhere, oh my god. But anyway, that monstrosity is replaced by the alien from Alien. So it follows the exact same pattern from Alien Isolation, where it goes into the ceiling and then falls back down through another opening, skulks the halls looking for you, and it's just like it's a perfect imitation. So I was really happy.
One mod I approve of.
The idea of putting 2 and 2 together. I love the alien, and the patterns and the footworks will definitely be form-fitting because they pretty much have the same leg design, which means it's not going to be too awkward. The only thing I think would be awkward was how they were going to handle the tail.
They have Leon in Zeno's suit.
I don't think
that white suit with the black tie
and the overcoat.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna work if there's no overcoat.
Cool. No, it looks good.
Okay, because is this like in the Nexus mods website?
Yeah, I'm looking at Nexus mod. There's already been over 3,000 downloads for that one.
Of course, and I bet you all of them are fangirls. They want to see. Good. They want to see his booty in a suit.
But yeah, I mean, these mods, they're just keep coming, keep getting better, keep getting funnier.
Oh no!
You want to play CJ from Grand Theft Auto instead of Leon?
No, what?
No.
They have a
it's completely different. It's completely different. Why would you subject CJ to that?
Oh my god!
The thing is, he looks exactly like GTA 5. They did not change him whatsoever.
Oh my gosh!
You guys are killing me. Not you guys. I'm literally looking at the channel right now for all.
There's a Thomas the Tank Engine.
No.
Oh my god!
Why? Why?
This probably has the thing.
Replace the spiders with Thomas.
And when he hits you, he just gets louder. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Speaking of which, because this was a more emotional story, phenomenal voice work. I would say like to Leon, to Grace, to Victor Gideon, which I kind of gushed about his character, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it because his voice work is fantastic. His design is uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but he's able to convey threatening aura regardless if he's whispering or if he's maniacally laughing, or just like doing anything. So like I believe his name was Anthony. I wrote it down somewhere. But yeah, the voice work was some of the best that I've
Basically, I approve of a voice actor if they can make me hate a character.
Yes. So like because Gideon made me feel so uncomfortable, he was definitely like a fantastic voice voice.
He needs to be nominated for like best voice actor award for the Game Awards this year. Yeah, in my honest opinion. Now, one other thing that I would
who voiced Victor Gideon.
What's his name? I'm sorry, I was talking over you. I apologize.
Oh, sorry, Anthony Bryan.
Anthony Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all go fangirl on his like socials and everything. I don't know what they are, but another performance that actually made me like wow at the voice acting was when Grace is finally caught and brought by Wesker's clone to the Raccoon City site, and she's shown a video of the copies of Emily. As we all know, they're all copies, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason why he thought she had any sort of a connection is because Grace looks a lot like Emily in the clones.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, basically, the freak out that Grace has after she watches the video was perfect acting. That is literally the writing and the acting. Literally, what somebody who basically was an ordinary citizen would have done, because Grace, even though she's in the FBI, she's an analyst. She does not see a lot of like field work action outside of probably just getting her credentials for carrying a weapon. So her freak out was like a masterpiece in acting for me. Mm-hmm. So they wrote that spectacularly, and I felt like uncomfortable just watching her like crash out like that.
And her voice actress's name is Angela Santabeno.
I would have to see it in order for me to say.
Yeah, but great voice work from her. Mm-hmm. She made Grace seem likable and less annoying than you would, expect. Yes, thank you, Matt. And
Angela Santabano, yeah.
Yeah. The apostrophe in her name really throws me off.
Well, there's supposed to be a pause right there, but
yeah. But yeah, her acting was great. She wasn't too much. She wasn't too little. She was just right.
Yes.
And she gave realistic reactions to how somebody would, like the little shake in her voice where she's like, "Oh, what do you want from me?" Or when she has a panic attack, so she's gonna throw up, and like that's very realistic. I really liked pretty much every time she was on screen as Grace.
Speaking of the differences of everything, have y'all seen the meme videos where people are making fun of how Leon's inventory stacks and compared it to Grace's inventory? Basically, Leon's got all his pouches and everything, so his inventory space is huge, right? And then you have Grace, who basically just has her pockets, and you have to like do some Tetris work with Grace's inventory slots to get everything to work. So you are utilizing the storage box. So people are making fun of it to where they have like a bag to indicate Leon's inventory. And then when they come in, Grace's is basically a wet paper towel roll thing, core. What's it called? The cardboard core for it. And they're trying to shove a huge gun into it, and they're like, it's not worth it.
Oh, that's actually pretty funny too. It's like every single Let's Play that I've found for people who have played Grace, who found like a storage expansion bag, like an actual pouch that's used to expand her inventory. I've never seen a guy oogle over a bag so much. He's like, "Oh, I finally found a bag! Yes, that means I can store some more." And I'm like, she's literally looking around for purses. Everyone else, like, I really feel like this adds the experience of why girls carry bags, because we don't have enough space in our pockets.
Are too small.
So
the pants that Grace was wearing were skinny jeans, I believe.
He was wearing skinny jeans.
Unless you've got like I've owned a pair of skinny jeans to wear. The pockets were actually pretty deep. They were one of my favorite pairs of pants, and they had really deep pockets. But fashion stuff, and I'm pretty sure that Grace is just picking stuff up off of a rack and not caring about anything, because that just seems to be what her personality is. And she does not have pocket space for anything.
No. I'm amazed she was even able to, like, find her ID bag in her little backpack, which completely disappears, by the way.
It does, doesn't it? It does. But like, she loses her jacket. She loses like half her inventory when she loses her jacket. That's it.
Yeah, she loses her jacket. She loses her bag as soon as she gets kidnapped to the center. And for the voice behind Leon, it's actually a returning voice actor. He did the remake of Resident Evil 2, 4, Infinite Dark, and Requiem. And his name is Nick Apostoles. Let me see if I can. Pronunciation for me on my end is lackluster, but he is a returning voice of Leon for the remakes, for most of the remakes.
He does a phenomenal job.
He does a phenomenal job. He played babyface Leon, slightly seasoned special agent, and now he's like perfectly cooked seasoned vet Leon, especially with like his rugged, tired expression in his voice. So he's definitely been like on the ball with Leon and his cheesy jokes.
Nick Apostolides, yeah, I do agree with that. That is probably what it's great.
So,
I believe
his voice for Leon was great, and I was happy to hear from him again, because a lot of people were like, "Is this the same Leon? No, it sounds older." And I'm like,
"Well, he is older.
He is older." Like, do you guys remember when it was 2023? I'm pretty dang sure we aged like 10 years since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Twice as much. So I was like, yeah, we're all tired and exhausted, which is perfect for Requiem, since he's like in his like 49 to 51 years old. He was born in 1977, Leon.
1977. He would be like in today's, he'd be like 40. Hold on, I'm calculating.
Leon's 51.
Yeah, 51.
51. Okay. So that's not bad.
No.
For the voice actor. Overall, I did like the sound work. Sound work is fantastic. Insane.
They need to.
I love it. And all.
Basically, if GTA 6 actually releases this year, and can wow the crowds like they usually do, even though I doubt it.
Have a stock ticker for GTA 6.
Oh my gosh.
To make money off of it.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so basically I'm expecting, if nothing else happens, I'm actually expecting Resident Evil Requiem to sweep the awards this year and the Gamer Awards and all that jazz, just like Expedition 33 did last year, because everything was just a phenomenal thing. Just phenomenal, from voice acting to design to just the writing itself and everything. It was a complete and total. Yeah. What's even better is that they left it open-ended at the end once you're done with the credits, and there's more Resident Evil coming. So technically it was an end, but it's not the end of the franchise.
Yeah, but it's also not the end of Requiem as well. There's been rumors that a DLC will be launched sometime mid-year this year with 2 expansion stories, one of which is likely Alyssa Ashcroft, so Grace's mother, and how probably it would lead to, like, from how she was able to like meet Spencer to all of her all the way to her murder. That could be one. That it could be one of the potential stories. Another one. I know I'm starting to open up a can of worms, but I'm about to open up a bomb. When it comes to the ring on Leon's finger, there's a chance that we could be getting either a prequel from when we last saw Leon to present, before Requiem, of like what he's been doing in between, or it could be like a epilogue extended version of like Leon after Requiem. Probably meets up with Chris, probably goes home. We probably might figure out who his wife is. Just like all of like what he's been doing the entire time, because he's been the lone wolf, he's been broody, he's been, you know, the guy who literally had a normal life taken away from him, and then he somehow gets a normal life while, you know, he's gone for like
They're releasing amiibos for Leon this summer.
Amiibos?
The little statues for Switches.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are cute. But yeah, and I'm like super excited for that DLC. I mean, I would like to learn more about Elise, like Ashcroft's point of view of like how she collected all that data, and you know, pretty much just doing her
Like
best.
her connection. And her connection with Dr. I call him Dr. Oz, but Dr. Oswald.
Mm-hmm.
I called him Osmond before, so I apologize. But
I mean, I hope I said his name right. I always just called him Spencer.
I just call him the weird doctor dude. But I'm just bad with names. I'm sorry. But that is actually all the time we have for our podcast today. Such riveting conversations and all that jazz, because we always just talk about Resident Evil 9. Hopefully we'll have more gaming news coming to you next week when we come back for next Monday at 3:00, because this is where we're going to be situated in the week now in the lineup. So yay. If you want to read more information about the games that we talked about or the tech that we talk about, I highly recommend checking out totalapexentertainment.com, where you can go to our gaming section and you will see any and all articles that we write there. But that'll be it for the day. I'm Molly the Game Nerd. And this has been Matt and Musu. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. Y'all have a safe week. Please,
Bye.
please stay safe.